Hi, Mel.
Hi, Raúl. How are you today?
I'm doing well, thank you. Happy to be here.
Yeah, congratulations on 19th. And
Thank
I
you.
love how you went from fighting zombies in Army of the Dead to fighting vampires in 19th. Which one's harder?
Which one's harder? Ooh, that's a good question. I I had a lot of muscle on Army of the Dead with me. I was,
Mhm.
and I have a good gang here too, but I feel like being the head of the gang in Night Teeth, sort of being in charge of the vampire, killing.
Yeah.
I think the pressure was a little more on me on Night Teeth for sure. So I think vampires. I'm gonna have to go with vampires.
It's if you have to choose between the zombie apocalypse and the vampire apocalypse, you choose vampires, right?
Yeah, I mean they're much sexier than the zombies.
Oh, I mean that's a good point. That's a fair point. So, can you tell me a little bit about Jay, who he is really, and how did you prepare for this role?
Yeah, so Jay is, the older brother of Benny, our main character. He's sort of like a mentor, kind of a guide in Benny's life. Certainly someone Benny looks up to. But he's also leading this double life that his brother doesn't know about. Which on the side, he's got this. He runs this gang who's kind of in sort of tasked with making sure that the territories are respected. In this case, being the territories between vampires and humans. And when his girlfriend disappears in the beginning of the film, he's sent off. He goes off on this mission to try to like redeem. You know. To try to save her, and then eventually at least avenge her. So that's who he is in the story. As far as like preparation for it, I mean, I think killing zombies for a couple months the year before kind of prepared me. I was doing a lot of action kind of projects right before Night Teeth, and I spoke with Adam. They sent me the script for Night Teeth. I read it. It was a real page turner. I loved. I can tell. I've gotten to the point now in my career where I can really tell when I'm responding to something.
Mhm.
And I read the script. I loved it. I connected with. I mean, I've always loved the vampire genre. I'm a huge
Mhm.
fan of like Lost Boys and From Dusk Till Dawn and like countless other
Yeah.
films that I grew up with, and so to get a chance to do this one was really exciting. Also, there's no source material; it's an original concept, and that to me,
Mhm.
like in an age when everything is like a version of something that's already come before, like to
Mhm.
have something that's just a fresh piece of fresh world with original characters and then the brother storyline I just connected with from the moment I read the script. So I think it wasn't so much about preparation, but I think like they say 90% of it is of casting, and I got
Mhm.
George Lindenberg who plays Benny. What a great joy to work with him, and the rest of the cast was awesome. Alfie and Debbie and Lucy. I mean, like. And then just everyone I didn't get to meet that makes appearances in the film. That's really exciting. So it felt like a really wonderful ensemble for sure.
Yeah, the cast was really, really incredible. But like
Mm.
you said before, there have been so many series, movies about vampires. So how do you think Night Teeth becomes unique in this genre? What makes it so special to you?
I mean, even like if you watch the trailer, the tone of it is very. It's like unlike any vampire movie I've seen. Like
Mhm.
the color palette, the kinds of like there's a bit of humor to our story. To
Mhm.
even to Benny as a character, like this kind of like unwitting hero, like this like
Yeah.
that's really yeah, it's like it's I feel like it's a vampire movie for the whole family in a funny way. Like
Mhm.
I think it's gonna appeal to like definitely to young people, but I think even like older people will get into it and watch it with their hopefully with their 20 somethings or with their teenagers, just because it's that kind
Mhm.
of I think it's that kind of film that the whole family can enjoy. So yeah.
Mhm. What's your favorite memory from filming?
I mean, we were shooting in New Orleans just before COVID hit. I mean, I flew.
Mhm.
we were filming the morning of March 14th. I remember really early flying from New Orleans. We shot the bulk of the film. I flew home to New York, and then the world shut down.
Down. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, and then we went back. We had this LA unit that we were supposed to shoot. So I knew coming out of quarantine and COVID and all that stuff that I had this work lined up. I knew we had to go finish the film. So that was really exciting and comforting, you know, when you know, it was such a bleak time for so many people, and to at least have the privilege to go back to work was something that I didn't take lightly. But when we went, something that I will remember was just going back and shooting that one of those last scenes between George and myself. It's Benny and Jay at the end of the film where they have this moment where, you know, the older brother is like looking at his little brother and it's like, wow, he's become a man. And, you know,
Yeah.
and there was something I remember going back, and I was just so happy to just to go back to work, you know, like after months of
Yeah.
all of us being like, you know, so that I'll never forget being on that location in LA shooting that last scene between these brothers. It was really memorable and moving, and because it's a moving scene, I think, in the middle of this like crazy fun, you know, like exciting, sexy story. You have like this real heartfelt brother story, which I really connected with. So that memory of shooting that last scene was exciting, and one I'll take with me.
Yeah, you're right. It's very comforting to know that you have something to look forward to after such a complicated period of time. Mm-hmm.
Totally.
If you could choose to be one of the vampires of Night Teeth, from Zoe to Blair, any of the vampire, who would you be and why?
I mean, I think I'd have to be Victor because he's just all powerful, you know?
Yeah?
Yeah, he wields all the power.
Yeah, I was gonna say Blair is super badass as well. I mean,
yeah.
They're vampires. What am I saying? They're all super badass.
Totally. No, you're so right. Blair is amazing. Oh, it was so, yeah. It was so fun to watch them too.
But you're right. He's the boss. So, Raúl, thank you so much for joining me today. Congratulations again. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Take care.